The boy Hennythemoor reporting live from the liquor store. What's good with y'all today, man? It's Monday. You know it's gonna be a long, dry week, but we're gonna get through it together, man. We already made that first day, and after you get the first one out the way, it just moves by a little bit quicker each time around, man. So, y'all just come on in through the liquor store door. We're gonna get drunk together on this Dallas Cowboys content, man. So we're gonna talk about today the offensive identity of the Dallas Cowboys going into the 2023 season. And really the reason that I want to bring this up, Dak Prescott held a pro, he has like an annual pro camp, for the kids in the Dallas area. So, while he was there, he did a little interview. And, like one of his comments, is the reason why I'm talking about the offensive identity of the Dallas Cowboys for the 2023 season. Yo, what's up with you, Jameson Taylor? What's good, my boy? Thank you for tapping in and showing love. Michael Nelson, what's up with you, man? Bruce got to talk to Juice. What's good with you, man? Thank you for sliding in and showing love to the channel, man. I appreciate y'all for the support. Oh man, just making it, my guy, just making it. So we're gonna get into that, but a couple things. Y'all know the usual routine and everything else on the way into the liquor store. First and foremost, man, I need y'all to hit that like button for me. Once you hit that like button, the YouTube algorithm gonna be put into effect, and more people will find their way into the liquor store. Hey, what's up with you, Miss Green? Thanks for tapping in and showing love. Now, after you hit that like button, I'm gonna need you to do some more little leg work. I know you just came in here to relax and hear me ramble about the Cowboys, but I'm gonna have y'all do a little leg work on the way in, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. So after you hit that like button, man, make sure you hit that share button. Let everybody and their mama know the liquor store is over for business. Everybody wants a chance to get those Cowboy readers. Everybody want a chance to get that hen, get that gin. Right? So go ahead, hit that share button, let everybody know, that the liquor store is open for business. And then after you do all that, it's like, dang, Henny, like we just got in here. You got us doing all this work. I know. It be like that, man. I'm sorry. We got to do what we got to do. But after you hit that like button, after you hit that share button, man, I'm going to need you to turn right back around and slap the shit out of an Eagles fan, man. Because if you slap the shit out of an Eagles fan, I will be able to give you half off of all the merchandise inside the liquor store. And we got what you need to succeed. So, go ahead and find you an Eagles fan. You can find them probably dumpster diving, somewhere, eating raw shit out the street, eating it out of Pamper. They don't care. They're not too picky how they get their shit in their diet. They just got to have it. So, you can find you an Eagles fan doing something nasty, slap shit out their mouth. Probably literally. And I will give you a discount on all the merchandise inside the liquor store. All right. And now that that's out the way, last but not least, because I do want to remind all my people that have been showing love and support that y'all have not missed out on your opportunity to go to a game just yet. We are still, we're still doing this ticket raffle. So if you don't know, I will be sending 2 people to the game against the Philadelphia Eagles in Dallas. And then the third place winner is going to either get a jersey or they're going to get a PlayStation 4. So first place winner, I'm just going through them one by one. First place winner is going to get a ticket with a seat attached to it. Second place winner is going to get a ticket, just to get in, standing room area, but you still get to thug it out and have fun, with the rest of the fanatics. And then the last but not least, right, like I always say, third place winner is going to get a PlayStation 4, or they will get a Dallas Cowboy jersey of their choice. Right? So, hey, what's up with you? Mike Rock, what's good with you, man? Tavis Banks, what's good with you? Thank y'all for sliding in. My brother Joe, what's good with you, man? Thank you for sliding in. Miss Regina Green, everybody that came through the door to the liquor store, I appreciate y'all. So yeah, man, if you want to support the raffle, it's $10 an entry. You can either send it through $Hennythemoor on Cash App, or you can send it through the super chats and super stickers since we are monetized at this point. And again, if you want to support the raffle or you just want to support your boy, and my endeavor to go to the, and listen, it's not like it's up in the air. I'm going to SportsCon this weekend, but you want to help your boy out. Just hit the Cash App, hit the super chat, hit the super stickers, and you are greatly appreciated. Hey, Common Sense Lab, what's up with you, man? I just now see you sliding in here. What's up with you, my boy? So now that that is out of the way, let's talk about the content. And this really caught my attention. I think it caught everybody's attention, right? Because one, it's a slow news cycle. Any actual Dallas Cowboys news is hard to come by. So when you actually got something, you got to jump on and talk about it, right? So we're not going to be participating in the supplemental draft more than likely because there's only 2 people going to be involved in it. We're probably not going to sign another big name. Like, we'll probably sign one more person, but it probably won't be a big name. So with all that, this is some news worth talking about. Hey, JJ the Mind, what's up with you, man? Thank you for coming through. Hen Dog, what's good? I got to let you know something. Why, what's that, my boy? Talk to me. But yeah, man, with all that said, we're gonna talk about what Dak Prescott had to say. We're actually gonna watch this little 5-minute interview with Dak Prescott. We're just gonna watch this little 5-minute interview. And then I'll let y'all hear it and everything else. So matter of fact, let me stop the music. Well, I'm gonna turn the music down, I should say. So I ain't stopping the music. JJ the Flying Plane. Y'all crazy. All right, let me see, man. Let me see. All right, I'm finna get this pulled up. Booyah. All right, y'all should be able to see the screen. And we're gonna play it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, 8 ever since coming into the NFL. I guess I did my first one. I wasn't in Dallas, but right before I was drafted in Starkville, and then every year since, having at least one, whether it be in Dallas, back home where I'm from, Louisiana or Mississippi. It's always great. It's always a blessing just to be out here. Camp season. This year only one day where we normally do 2 or combine it, but just feeling the excitement, having teammates come out to just help support, understanding everybody that's put their time into this, all the parents that brought their kids out. It's special. This is the part of being the quarterback, being in this position that I never, ever will get old, being able to just impact the youth and have fun on a day like today.
You're getting a workout of it.
Oh, always getting to work. When I come to this, I'm using this as a workout day and trying to make sure that I really just truly interact with each kid, and it's the game of football. I love it. I've loved this game since I was their age and love it the same way, about to turn 30. So I think when you're out here having these different ages, you see what this game means, and so it's just fun, as I said, giving back, and I just like to interact and play the game with them.
Just let that roll off the tongue, about to turn 30. Is that kind of surreal? You used to be a young guy.
Yeah, I've always felt older, I guess, so just being 30 doesn't necessarily bother me, but yeah, knowing that I am the old guy going into year 8, seeing some of the young guys, some of the rookies, just seeing, I guess, the difference in 8 years or not. And yeah, it's fun though. It really is. It's fun. It's challenging at times, making sure that I stay connected, stay in the now. I guess what you mean and what's cool and what's not. And yeah, but this game is beautiful. And that's the point. Is every time you get out here and you're in between the lines, it doesn't matter how old you are. You play this game like a kid.
But as you get older, did the preacher such a
1,000%. Yeah, 1,000%. Not only that, just injuries, understanding what I've been through throughout my career, and yeah, understanding that the time's not, you don't have forever to play this game, and I'm blessed for each moment that I get, each opportunity on and off the field, and just trying to take the most of it, but definitely with a sense of urgency.
Any changes this offseason physically? Anything that you've kind of done differently to tweak some things?
I can't say necessarily, diet or workouts or anything like that. No, just trying to stay healthy, trying to stay on everything on top of the ankle, prehabbing a lot of things, just as I said, trying to stay ahead of injuries and keeping my body in the right position, in the right place. And yeah, no, and having fun doing it. As we said, you get into year 8 and you've got to find ways just to continue to make this fun and make this, remember that it's a game as you're continuing to train and push yourself to get better.
Have you gotten together with your guys?
Coming up this week. Yeah, coming up this week. I've actually been fortunate. Me and a couple of guys have just ran into each other, whether it been Nike campus last week, BCD, Tolbert, Cooks got together, just all happened to be in Portland. But then my trip is this week coming up.
What do you hope to get out of that? What's the purpose in your mind around that?
Yeah, a lot. A lot. Obviously being away from the guys for 2 weeks, having this week to come together, and then being away another 2 weeks before we get together, just making sure that we understand the importance, the urgency of now of hitting the camp running. We had the installs, we had the OTAs the way that we did, and that was for a reason, to make sure that we got everything in and mentally sharp, but we've got to make sure that we hit day one of training camp full strides, and I think that's what this week is, getting together, throwing, having the camaraderie, and just breaking bread as brothers and making sure that we get together and commit to each other now, understanding that we're going to need each other late in the year.
Where are you going?
Private. I'll tell you guys after. Looking forward to it. Pretty cool spot. Looking forward to it.
What do you feel like the biggest thing that
The biggest thing, yeah, I mean, just really understand the way the game's going to be called, understand who we are, and create an identity. I mean, when you switch play callers, that's a big point of that is you've got to get into that season before game one. You've got to know who you are and what you want to do and how you want to attack the defenses. And I think we've done a great job in just the spring and the off season of getting an idea, but we've got to make sure we really button it in and define it once we finish with camp.
You guys do a lot with Mike as the play caller in practice, but do you think in the preseason you'll play maybe a little bit more to get that game type action as opposed to just practice?
Yeah, I mean, I've told you guys this. I'm always down for playing, always down for getting the reps. All of it helps and always does. So I'm going off of their schedule. I'm gonna be ready. You know what I mean? Be ready to play. If I get action in the preseason, I'll be all for it. And if I don't, I'll make sure I'm preparing and getting those reps in practice and trying to expedite the process of getting ready.
What differences are you expecting between the two different styles of offensive play?
I mean, I know my expectations, but I don't care to tell the rest of the league, you know, the difference in what we're changing. But yeah, it'll be a change. As I said before, I mean, that's why I'm crediting Mike over here with his shirt. As I said before, it's a little bit what we've done in the past with McCarthy's aggressiveness and West Coast background, and just trying to meld the two together. And it's going to be great. As I said, it's been great in this offseason, this summer, and I'm just looking forward to really buttoning it in. Great. Awesome. Thank you. Good.
New, everything new, everything new.
All right. So there it was, you know, Dak Prescott, you know, gave a little impromptu, you know, interview after his pro camp. As he said, it's something that he does yearly since he's been in the league. So, you know, a couple things. Like, one, you could tell, you know, that you know, a couple things he said. Like, I know we're in here talking about identity, but he is talking about, you know, a sense of urgency. He understands that he's not getting any younger. You know what I'm saying? Like, he understands, you know, that the NFL usually stands for not for long. He's a guy that's had, you know, a broken leg in 2020. You know, he had a calf strain in 2021. You know, he had a broken thumb in 2022. So, you know, he's had some injuries that could have taken him out, could have just derailed his career at this point already, right? So, like, he understands, you know, that he does not have that many opportunities to keep playing the game. You know, not everybody's going to be Tom Brady and play over 20 years. You know, that's not normal. So, you know, like, Dak Prescott understands that they got a pretty damn good team right now. He understands that he's getting older in age. He understands there's a certain championship window with this group of guys that they have. So, you know, I think he understands that. I think he understands the magnitude, and he carries himself like it, man. So, you know, first and foremost, I think he's up to the task. I think he's up to the task to help us out in that manner. And then, you know, he talked about, you know, reaching out and being, you know, around his guys, trying to keep building that camaraderie, trying to build that chemistry. You see, and he said they done met up multiple times. We seen earlier in the off season that he had guys working out of his house with him. They're going to take a team trip coming up, you know, private location that he ain't going to drop, of course, right? Because people weird. So, you know, all those good things he's talking about. Demetrius Adams, what's up with you? Craven Cowboys, what's good? Thank you for tapping in and showing love. Support. Thank you. Hey, y'all, if y'all ain't winning and supporting Craven Cowboys yet, y'all make sure y'all go and hit the subscribe button. He said, I'm scared I'm going to come back to Dak having crazy numbers and MVP front runner, and I won't have witnessed none of it, Henny. Hey, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy, man. Get it while you can. Every NFL player has a fall-off date. Father Time. Yeah, Father Time is undefeated. Father Time don't lose, man. Father Time don't lose. But, you know, the star of the show is the word identity. And I wanted to touch on that just a little bit, because He was talking about finding an offensive identity for the Dallas Cowboys, knowing who they are, right? So, and y'all might think like, well, Gary, like, Henny, what's the identity supposed to be? Well, every team has an offensive identity, right? When you think about the Kansas City Chiefs, right? When you think about the Kansas City Chiefs, hey, anytime, Craven, anytime. So, when you think about the Kansas City Chiefs, what is their calling card? West Coast offense, great play design, tempo, you understand what you get with the Kansas City Chiefs day in and day out. They may not always have the best run. They may not always have the best running attack, but they will get the ball into the hands of their playmakers. They will run, a version of the West Coast West Coast offense. You can't expect Patrick Mahomes to make play off script. Like they have a recipe that they like to do. Now they do run the ball a little bit more than people give them credit for. Right, they will attempt to run the ball, but they're going to put the ball in the hands of Patrick Mahomes. Andy Reid is going to come up with some creative play designs. What the Kansas City Chiefs are going to do because that's their MO. Yo, Kevin Calloway, what's up with you, my guy? Salute to you for tapping in and showing love. My boy Neil, the serial slapper, and slid in. He said, "What's up, Henny? Work is a train wreck tonight, so I have to slap 30 Eagles fans afterwards. Already smacked up 12 of them before stopping in." So my boy been going crazy, backhand strong, pimp hand strong, laying down the Eagles fans left and right. So hey, salute to my boy Neil, because he is, a slap happy dude, and you gotta love him for that, man. He already has a lifetime supply, in the liquor store, because he done slapped about 50,000 folks at this point, but he's still slapping them. So you gotta commend that. You gotta commend a man that's dedicated like that. But yeah, man. When you think about a team like the New England Patriots, the New England Patriots were going to play good defense. They were a very good defensive team. They were going to run the ball. Tom Brady was going to throw these little quick hitting passes to the running backs and the tight ends, and occasionally take a shot down the field when he lulls you, into a sense of comfort. Right? That was the offensive attack of the New England Patriots for years. Right? You knew going in what they would do. Listen, they would alter their stuff just a little bit. Right? If you couldn't stop the run, they were gonna run the ball a little bit more. If you were a bad passing team, they would isolate that one, that one good outside threat that they had against their worst cornerback and take advantage. Right? They would find schematical ways. But all these teams, you can go by the script. It's like a movie script. The scene. Y'all watch Pulp Fiction? All right, so like you like that's a classic movie. You can pretty much recite that scene by scene. Well, with these other teams, like even look back with Russell Wilson and the Seahawks. You knew that Beast Mode was gonna get the ball about 20, 30 times. Russell Wilson was gonna operate in play action. They were gonna play good defense. They had identity both offensively and defensively. Right, so. Hey, Dwayne Brown, what's up with you, man? Salute to you. Thank you for tapping in and showing love, my brother. Yep, tight end as well. We seen Rob, we seen the late Aaron Hernandez. Even before then, you seen Colts. So like they always had a pretty decent tight end that they could lean on. Benjamin Watson. Like they had a bunch of different guys, tight end wise. But and that's the thing. The Dallas Cowboys did not really have an offensive identity that worked for them these last couple of years. When you think about Kellen Moore and what he said, is that he had a collection of plays. He didn't really call it an offensive system. That's why shout out to Boss Cowboy, because they always give flowers what they do. He came up with the term no ID offense because this offense did not really have an identity. It was like a amoeba. It's like an ever-changing, ever-flowing amoeba, right? So we did not have, our offensive identity. 1 week we might throw the ball 40 times. 1 week we might run the ball 35 times. 1 week we might let Dak Prescott run the ball. 1 week Dak Prescott doesn't get a single carry. right? It was not an offense with consistency. We were not consistent with the things that we wanted to do. So that's why you could see you know a team go crazy against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and then the very next week, you struggle against the 49ers, and it's like you're not running any of the same plays that you had success with the week prior, right? So that's what I want from the Dallas Cowboys going forward. I want them to have an offensive identity, and it's an identity that I want them to single out, and I want you to either win or lose, doing it your way, right? If you play your style of if you play your brand of football and you play your best football with that particular brand, and they line up and they beat you, there's no shame in that. But when you have an identity and you go away from it and you lose, that's what's damning. So I would rather go out playing my brand of football. I would rather go out playing my brand of football, playing to my player strengths, playing to what I think is right, than just to throw, week to week, throw whatever at the board, right? Because when you're talking about Will Henny, like you're supposed to take advantage of a defense, yeah, but you're supposed to take advantage of a defense within the structure of your offense, right? So let's say, and listen, I think we will have an offensive identity. So let's say that you're a team known for running, but you're going up against a team that has a bad pass defense, though, right? You don't just come out empty set, throwing the ball all around the field. You're getting away from your identity. You still run the ball, and you set up the one-on-one opportunities on the perimeter. And you're playing in your style. You're still running the ball. You're still implementing play action. You're still doing all these other things that's sticking to the style of your team, right? Same thing if you're a pass happy team, but you're going up against a team that's a real bad run defense. You don't all of a sudden become a power eye team or anything like that. Don't all of a sudden become a cloud and dust football team. You can still run the ball out of shotgun, out of pistol, right? You can still do all those things, but you're sticking within the framework. We're using similar plays to what you've been using, to take advantage of those obvious mismatches. So that's what I'm saying. Like, find you an identity. Make certain alterations week to week, but find you an identity that work. Find you an identity so that, like, I know that, hey, going out here, the Dallas Cowboys are going to run the ball about 30 times. We're going to run the ball 30 times. We're going to use play action, and we'll figure everything else out from there. Same thing with the San Francisco 49ers. We know every time they go out there, Christian McCaffrey going to get the ball. They're going to line Deebo Samuel back there and hand him the ball, right? They're going to move the pocket for their quarterback. They're going to give some easy completions. They're going to target Kittle, in the middle of the field. We know the recipe for the San Francisco 49ers, right? Now, even though the recipe, doesn't mean you can stop it. It doesn't mean you necessarily know what's coming, but you know what they like to do. Some tendencies, some of what you will get, but it is an offensive identity that has worked for them. Even without good quarterback play, it has worked for them. Big Benny Rich, what's up with you, man? Your identity is what keeps teams up at night. If you're good at what you do, that's what teams spend their time preparing. Exactly. So you do what you do, and you also have some curveballs, up your sleeve. You keep a couple tricks up your sleeve, but you don't, abandon who you are to go out there and try and attack a defense. Right? You stick to what got you there, and you throw in some wrinkles to take advantage, of obvious mismatches. And that's something that really was not the case for the Dallas Cowboys since Kellen Moore became the offensive play caller. It just wasn't. That's why, people say, like, he was inconsistent. if you look at the final numbers, you say, well, they average 30 points. Well, that tends to happen when you drop 50 on Washington, right? You drop 50 on Washington, you're gonna have, high numbers at the end of the year. But I still remember when you couldn't score against the Kansas City Chiefs when you needed to. I still remember, when you, had issues, with the Saints in 2019. I still remember all these different things. I still remember, you not being able to score against New England or the Buffalo Bills. I still remember all these games, right? So even though the final box score will say, hey, over the course of this many games, he averaged this many points. That seems but that what happens when you have these extreme highs and these extreme lows. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would much rather be able to score 30 points or 27 points on any team, right? I would much rather have the ability to score 27 points on every single team that I come in contact with than the average 30, you know what I'm saying, and not be able to score against the Chiefs, or not be able to score against the New England, or not be able to score against the Bills, right? It's about consistency. I don't want us to be a team that drops a 40 burger or a 50 burger randomly, and then we struggle to get to 20 points the following week. Or we struggle to do this, that, and the third the following week after having so much offensive success the week prior. Right? And to get to that level of consistency, you're going to need a diagram, a framework that you can stick to get you there. Hey, he said, I love the fact that if we really need it, Dak can go off on a defense at any time. I do. But at the same token, I need Dak to go. I need us to score points against everybody. We have too much offensive talent, too many seasoned veteran players. We have a seasoned head coach. We have all these things. We have a good defense, right? That will give us extra possessions. There is no reason that we cannot go out here and be able to score 27, 25 points against any team. There's no reason that we should lose a game scoring 12 points. There's no reason that we should get shut out there and there by the Commanders. There is no reason, right, that we, have an offense that comes and goes like the wind. And, that is what happens when you don't have an identity. Because, a lot of times, things don't go well for you, right? Sometimes the defense, gets stuff figured out. Sometimes the defense is winning. Sometimes they're winning up front. Sometimes, you're sloppy. Sometimes you get, like those, unearned turnovers, like a fluky fumble or a bounce pass that comes out the receiver hand that goes to a defender. So when bad things like that happen, you need to know how to get back on track, right? Because a lot of times when the Dallas Cowboys were going through these offensive slumps, you could feel that Kellen Moore did not know how to get his guys back on track. He did not know how to help Dak Prescott get back in rhythm. He did not know how to get his running backs going, if they got out to a slow start. When you have an offensive identity and an offensive system, what works for you. You can go back to the drawing board. You can go to your handy dandy, trusted sheet of plays that has worked for you the last however many years or the last however many games, right? And that's something I don't think that Kellen Moore fully got to. I don't think Kellen Moore just had a go-to bag of things. Like sometimes, and listen, it's the same thing. It's different sport, but think about it with basketball. Sometimes the shot ain't falling, right? Sometimes these wild shots you try ain't falling. You need to go back to your go-to move, right? Sometimes, sometimes my boy, I'm a Dallas Mavericks fan. Sometimes Dirk will start slow. So what would he do? Go back to that one-leg fadeaway. Go back in the post, make them foul you, get to the free throw line, get some freebies, right? Those were the things that Dirk did to get back on track, right? So, keep that same mindset, with your offensive play calling. You trying to be cute. You done ran out some double reverses. You done tried this new screen you've been working on all week. You done tried this double pass. You done tried this bootleg Statue of Liberty play. All that shit ain't working. You need to go back to the tried and true stuff. At that point, you need to be able to have a set amount of plays that will get your quarterback back going. You need to have some set amount of plays that can help your running backs get back at the rhythm. You need to have a certain plays to help your wide receiver, get into rhythm when they start slow. Eastside Harold said Dak will go back to his reliable interceptions. Well, since Dak Prescott only has 65 over 7 years, I think he will go back to being reliable and not throwing interceptions. I do agree with you, Eastside. And Eastside, I hate to say it, but you actually just got a raffle entry. I've been keeping up. That's about the 5th time sending, so that's $10. So you got yourself a raffle entry. So salute to you. And if you win, you will get a chance to go see a real team play football. So congratulations. Thank you for sliding in and showing love, my boy. I appreciate you. So Eastside Harold, you got you an entry. Salute to you. This your 5th time sending, right? So, hey, matter of fact, let me add this on in here. Here you go. Oh, here you go. August 1st ticket raffle. Eastside Harold. I'm adding it on in here. So, hey, if y'all want to be like that boy, Eastside Harold. That's so sweet. He said, give my raffle to Mickey. Well, I'm gonna do that since he is insistent on not wanting to see real football played in his lifetime. Mickey, I'm gonna go ahead and give it to you. So instead of Eastside Harold, Mickey, that puts you at 10 entries. So salute to you. Price check on lane 2. Y'all so crazy. Except for itch cream. Y'all say Eastside Harold trying to get a Cowboy jersey. He might need a Cowboy jersey, man. He might need a real jersey. It probably makes your skin crawl a little bit, to wear that Texan jersey every other day. Well, it's all good. But if y'all want to be like Eastside and Mickey and improve your odds of winning the Dallas Cowboy home game tickets or winning a jersey or PlayStation 4, hit the Cash App, hit the Super Chat, hit the Super Stickers. And of course, I will give y'all an update, at the end of the show, which I find is a lot more enjoyable. Getting to the content first and then doing the raffle stuff. So I think we'll stick with that format. So yeah, so now that is out of the way, so and listen, we talked about needing our identity, right? We spoken about the importance, getting your guys back in rhythm, getting your guys. What was your most recent take? Drop it in the chat box for me, because I done slept since then. But yeah, so we talked about the importance of having an offensive identity, getting your guys back in rhythm, having someone to lean on, having consistency from game to game, right? But now let's talk about what the identity should be. What should the identity be for the Dallas Cowboys 2023? What should the identity be? Well, I know that Brian Schottenheimer has a track record of running the football. I think I said this about 11 times. I think I said about 11 times. But he got in trouble for running the ball too damn much. I don't think there's really such a thing, but that what he got in trouble for in Seattle. So we know he'll run the ball. We know that he'll utilize play action. we'll know that he'll take shots down the field, and we're just running off of his system. What do we know about Mike McCarthy? Well, we know, that he is one of the pioneers of the West Coast system. We know that he knows how to orchestrate an offense, that gets the ball into the hands of his playmakers. We know he's been able, to orchestrate a top 10 offense for a decade straight in Green Bay. Right. So we know that he likes dagger and this, that, and the third. Like he likes he likes a lot of the staple, West Coast plays. So that's pretty much what you need. You need to be able, to run the ball. You need to be able to utilize play action. You need to be able to lean on some of these West Coast principles. What that completely look like is going to be determined on, health and the level of play of the guys involved in the offense. If Tony Pollard can handle 20 carries, then you give him 20 carries. Right? You give him 20 carries and you let everybody else figure it out. Right? If he can handle it. If not, then you know that you need to run the ball. You give Tony Pollard however many carries you think that he can handle, and you mitigate that by giving the ball to some more guys on the team. You know that Dak Prescott is one of the best. Yeah, you know that Dak Prescott is one of the best play action quarterbacks in the National Football League. I did the numbers. 48 touchdowns, only 11 interceptions. Completes almost 69% of his passes when he uses play action. So we know that we need to have a heavy dose of play action. We know that we need to have a heavy dose of play action when it comes down to that. Right? We know that Mike McCarthy excels, in empty set. We seen him use a lot of 10 personnel when he won his championship. So when it comes down to the quick game, we're talking about doing, and we discussed it. We talked about lions and dragons and all and dragon lion and all these different concepts we talk about will be part of the West Coast quick game. You'll likely see that in 10 personnel sets. There might be nothing but wide receivers on the field when that happens. Yeah, keeping it simple. And listen, West Coast is a very simple offense, right? We went over the plays, right? Y'all saw this wasn't rocket science, right? Y'all bet y'all felt smart as hell, after we had that little chit chat about the West Coast principles. It's not too hard to understand. Right, we talked about a double slant and a slant flat combo. Right, that's what we talked about. We talked about a vertical clear out and a dagger out behind it. Right, that's what we talked about with a possible backside option. These are not overtly complicated, schemes or plays that you got to learn. They're not overly complicated. You should be able to run this at a high clip, at a high level, by having a savvy veteran quarterback, which you do, because Dak Prescott is a savvy veteran at this point, right? You got a veteran offensive play caller. You got a veteran offensive coordinator, right? You got veteran receivers, veteran playmakers. You got guys who are smart football guys that you're going to allow to play fast. So, that's why I think that this system is going to work for us. That's why I think that we will have more of an identity. Because no matter what you want to name it, right? No matter if you call it the Tex Coast, if you call it the Gulf Coast, you call it the Third Coast, you down in Houston, it doesn't matter what you call it. The West Coast principles are the West Coast principles, and you can always go back to them. They have not changed much, and really they haven't changed much since Bill Walsh implemented them. Now, granted, Bill Walsh was doing that a lot, from under center when he first started the West Coast system. It was a offense that you started under center with a lot. But of course, in modern NFL, you move the shotgun, move the pistol, move to this, that, and the third. But a lot of these things are still the same. They're still the same. Just get to them differently. If my 8 and 9-year-olds understand clear out concept, stick and mesh concept, yeah. My boy said he see 5 Pro Bowlers on offense. Dak, Tony, CD, Brandon Cooks. And that's just skill positions that I'm thinking about, because I definitely think, you can say that probably Zach Martin will make a Pro Bowl. That's 5 right there. Tyler Biotis made a Pro Bowl last year, so he'd probably be 6. Do y'all think Tyler Smith's gonna play well enough to make a Pro Bowl? I think he possibly. So I think you might got about 7, 8 of them. Depending on how healthy Tyler Smith stays, you might got 7, 8 Pro Bowlers on offense. If Dak Prescott does what you expect him to do, Tony Pollard is Tony Pollard again. Of course, CeeDee Lamb's going to make it in. Brandon Cooks could possibly get voted in for the first time in his career. Matter of fact, Dallas Cowboys, Brandon Cooks, despite having all these 1,000-yard seasons and, being an excellent wide receiver his entire career, has never been voted into a Pro Bowl. So let's help the boy out. If he's deserving this year, let's do everything in our power to vote that boy into the Pro Bowl, man. Vote your quarterback in, vote your wide receivers in. They're going to do a lot of work this year, and they deserve it. Because I remember Dak throwing for 37 touchdowns, and y'all didn't vote that boy in. Y'all should be ashamed of y'all damn selves. Like, y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. Because y'all know, without our votes, the media is going to screw our players. So, we're going to run a campaign. We're going to run a campaign. Once Pro Bowl voting start, y'all going to have to vote for that man every day. And I might even incentivize it. I might even give something away to the person that votes for Dak Prescott the most, or votes for CeeDee Lamb the most to get in. Know what I'm saying? We can't have a fan base as big as we have and not vote our players in. Even if they don't really deserve it. That's part of the kicks. That's part of the allure of being a Dallas Cowboy. Part of the allure of being a Dallas Cowboy. I want to watch a 707 Summer League play a month ago. They was running every one of those concepts. Those kids coming to League Pro ready. They coming to the League Pro ready if they are students of the game. Because they definitely... Now, see, I don't want them to play in the Pro Bowl, but I want the accolade of them being voted. What's gangster is being selected to the Pro Bowl and not being able to play in it because you're playing in the Super Bowl. That's why everybody get all these alternates. But if you're selected to the Pro Bowl as a first selection, you still keep that Pro Bowl on your resume. So, I want our boys to be selected to the Pro Bowl, first time around, so they can get on their resume, and then they be too busy to even play. Yeah, Dak Prescott threw for 37 touchdowns, only 10 interceptions, had the 6th most yards in the league, was like 3rd or 4th in the league in completion percentage, and did not make it. Pro Bowl helps your Hall of Fame resume. So, Choctaw, you love your guys. You want them to be successful. You want them to have a legacy. Help them boys out. Don't be like that. It don't mean nothing to you. But Pro Bowls and all the other stuff get these boys paid. They get them boys paid. So if you love them boys like that, vote them in. Because we talking about money, we're talking about legacy and all that stuff. Right. One of the reasons that people don't look at Matthew Stafford as a future Hall of Famer, despite the fact of him being one of the most prolific passers in league history and having a Super Bowl, is because he ain't got no damn Pro Bowl selections. As messed up as that sounds, like, you get enough Pro Bowl selections, they will really consider you going into the Hall. So so I believe in voting my players into the Pro Bowl. And listen, it's not really what it used to be. It's not spectacular. And listen, Choctaw, that's a personal opinion, and that's fine. But the people that vote these guys into the Hall, the people that we love, vote, trying to make it, they want to make it to the Hall of Fame, or they want to get contract negotiations, or they want to reach a certain bonus in their contract. These Pro Bowls matter to them. So, just help your people out. They listen, I win too much money out of Dallas Cowboys sports betting not to try and help them out. Like, listen, we went 12-5 these last couple of years. I've made quite a bit of money off the Dallas Cowboys. So, I do believe in giving back. I do believe in giving back. Yeah, and listen, it's hard. Like, listen, Dak Prescott, probably should have had MVP consideration in 2021. But how can you vote somebody for MVP when they can when they get you make a Pro Bowl selection, right? Because MVP voting happens afterwards. So like, how can you vote somebody? Give a vote to a player to even make a Pro Bowl selection, let alone an All Pro. Like I'm gonna select you to an All Pro. You can't even make a Pro Bowl selection, especially with Dallas. Dwayne Brown said he's scared to bet on. Hey man, it works out. For me, it works out majority of the time. For me, it works out a majority of the time. They be coming through. I also, but I don't want. I be not wanting to jinx them either. But like I be very confident in my boys most of the time. So I pray that our O line is healthy. So let's move on to Q&A because I am curious about how y'all feel, about. And listen, we done talked about this until we blew in the face, so. And really, I got something I want to announce, but I'm gonna wait till there's a flyer behind it. So once Wes does the flyer, I will announce it. We're supposed to have an interview coming up this week, so I will let y'all know. But it is a former Dallas Cowboys player. Former Dallas Cowboys player. I'll get my daughter to bet she's winning big on FanDuel. You should, man. You should. So Q&A, man, y'all drop your questions in the chat box, man. I'll answer them, and then I will give y'all an update on the ticket raffle. So drop your questions in the chat box, and I will answer them. And if not, then I'll just go straight forward and give y'all the raffle update. Danny Savage, what's good with you, man? Well, see, oh, he already mentioned it on On Laws Live. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, nah, I'm gonna tell y'all. He said F Jerry and his 10-hour documentary on Netflix. PFF guys did a show and redrafted the whole league. They had Parsons going 9 and Dak 10 overall. Thoughts? And I didn't see the show. So it was like, who went ahead of them? Like, who went ahead of them and what was the drafting order and all this other different stuff? Because I got questions at this point. I got more questions than I got answers for that one. Yeah, PFF grades should be taken with a grain of salt. They be pulling stuff out their ass. They're talking about open targets allowed, and there's not even a stat that they track on their premium stat page. So you can't really trust them. Will Mozzie get 5 sacks? If Mozzie gets 5 sacks, I'll be elated. He never had a single sack his entire Michigan career. And, I'm not really looking for him to get sacks. He's here to stop the run. He is a one tech. He's a run stopping expert. If he gets a single sack, then he's already surpassed any expectation that I have for him. Oh, well, shoot. I'm gonna hold it a little bit closer to the vest. And then, of course, we will be at SportsCon. There should be a couple Dallas Cowboys players there with us. So, we will get a couple of interviews in while we're there as well. So, y'all tune in to that, though. Now, I will say this. They're asking them to play in tandem. So, like, they might listen. You gotta admit, Dan Quinn is a defensive line savant. Like, if he believes he can help him as a pass rusher, so be it. But I wouldn't be surprised if he added some tools to his tool belt. Let's wait until we see him play. These type predictions usually disappointing. We'll find out. So where can I find you? I don't know yet. I ain't never been to SportsCon before. So, we'll see what happens. I don't know exactly where I will be at, but I said, do I think Eric Scott will jump any of the DBs for playing time? Well, this is the thing. Even if he passes somebody like KJ or Nation Wright on the depth chart, those guys were probably not going to get that much playing time anyway. Because when you go down the depth chart, Trayvon Diggs, Stephon Gilmore, DeRon Bland, Jordan Lewis, you're already 4 deep. Yeah, we do have a booth. We have a booth, but I don't know the location of the booth, inside of SportsCon or anything yet. But we do have a booth. We have a booth, and we should have media credentials as well. I mean, I don't think KJ gets cut, but I'm just talking about getting on the field and playing. Said, what are the weaknesses for the West Coast offense? Predictability if you're not a good play designer. Like I said, like West Coast is not hard to understand. You got your stick concepts, you got your dagger concepts, you got lion, you got dragon, you got flood, you got sail, you got smash. These concepts are staples. You know what I'm saying? Quick, no jailbreak screens. Like pretty much, the vast majority of the West Coast offense just from what we talked about. So if you telegraph your stuff, if you only run smash out of this particular formation, if you only run dragon or lion out of empty, right? If you telegraph your play calls by the formation you come out in, right? So like for example, if it's part of film study, if 80% of the time or 70% of the time that I come out, in 10 personnel, they're running a stick dragon combo, stick play side, maybe dragon backside. We're running that 70% of the time that I come out in 10 personnel, then they know what the hell is going to happen, right? So that's why you got to mix it up. So even if you're running similar concepts a lot, run them out of different packages. The deficiencies are more in the tendencies, because some people used to say, well, West Coast is all short routes. Well, because teams use so much play action now, and they use the West Coast concepts off of the play action. We talked about Yankee, right? We talked about running a team into a single high look and then attacking the single high safety once you get them into that position with Yankee, right? You're manufacturing a big play right there. That's at least a 20-yard completion, no matter who he chooses, right? You got the ability to run sail or flood off a play action and have a level throw, right, to get a chunk play. So that's not even an issue at this point, right? Because you have ways to attack all parts of the field inside a West Coast system. You may not do it through the means of a traditional of a traditional 7-step drop, but you can still attack every area of the field with a West Coast system. It just depends on how you get to it, right? It just depends on how you get to it. So it would be more tendencies. It would be more. You need to be creative in how you get to it. Because listen, I don't know what the hell Andy Reid is going to run, but he runs a West Coast system. Like all that stuff he's running is West Coast stuff. He runs mesh all the time. He runs inside zone RPO all the time. He runs smash all the time. He runs dagger all the time. Stick. Travis Kelce lives off the stick route. He lives off the stick route. Majority of what he gets is off a stick, because he either gonna sit down or he gonna run away from the defender. He gonna sit down in his zone or run away from the defender. Right. That's why it seems like Travis Kelce is always open. So he runs all the West Coast stuff. It's just how he gets there. Right. He comes out there, all these funky different personnel packages. I don't know what the hell is going on, but he gets to these concepts in creative ways. Excuse me. Says smoke tide stick back in the day. So yeah, man. So I would say more having tendency and not having tendencies. No, not telegraphing what you wanted to do. He said Andy Reid, call whatever he wants to call. He got his own lane. Yeah, but you know. Have an actual identity is a major start. It is a major start. It's a major start. So listen, I'm gonna give y'all these updates real quick, and then I'm going to depart from y'all. It's almost 9 o'clock. I need to have my midnight snack, lay up, watch something crazy with my wife while she still want to look at me. So I'm gonna give y'all these updates, and then I'm gonna get on down. So Mickey, you got 10 entries. Salute to you. Dwayne Brown got 11 entries. Salute to you, my brother. Blake, it's too easy. Got 4. Hoodlum has 1. Sharon Bell has 1. DC for Life Texas has 9. Neil has 15. The Lunatic has 1. Donald Holmes has 4. Taiwan, my boy, you got 3 of them. Crystal has 1. Josie Guetes has 2. King G has 3. Michael Autry has 3. VA Roster X has 17. Big Benny got 1. Justin Kitchen, part of the Wrench Gang, got 3. Sugar Daddy 1 got 1. Damn Dizzle got 1. Big Dal 1. JJ the Mine got 2. Wanda got 1. Salter got 2. S.A. Richburg, wherever you at in the world, my brother, you got 17. You are actually tied with VA Roster X for the best chances of winning the Dallas Cowboys tickets. Mucho Boomer has 2. David Sorrells has 2. Dwayne Morris has 2.5. So you need 5 more to your next one. Triple D has 1. Melvin Brownlee got 4. Jay Money got 2. Marquetta got 2. Big Tex got 1. Regina Green got 6. Choctaw has 1. Jose Bank has 2. The Original People got 3. NFZ got 1. Donna got 3. Reggie got 3. Kevin Richards got 2. Matt Leslie, you have 4, my friend. Freight Train has 2. Common Sense has 2. Q Dog has 1.5. He's $5 for having 2. JR has 1. Vernon Scott has 1. Desmond Ironman has 2. Michael Lockhart has 1. And that's everybody. So, you know, if you did not hear your name and you still want an opportunity to win a home game ticket to watch the Cowboys destroy the Philadelphia Eagles, you know, hit that Cash App, hit that Super Chat. Right? If you heard your name and you want to improve your odds of winning it, do the same thing. Hit that Cash App and Super Chat. Yo, Miss JC, what's up with you? Thank you for sliding in. Craven says, salute, Henny, salute, chat. Well, we appreciate y'all, man. So, yeah, so on the way out, just remember, continue to hit your like button, continue to hit that share button, continue to hit the Super Chats, the Cash Apps, and all that. So we do appreciate y'all for all the love and support, and I will get at y'all. Hey, what's up with you? Hey, just so you know, I did update your stuff. You are tied for the best odds of winning the ticket, S.A. Richburg. So salute to you. You and VA Roster both have 17. So y'all both have the best odds of winning the main prize. So salute to you, brother. So yeah, man. So everybody, if you're late coming in, just hit this watch on the replay. I will get at y'all tomorrow. But God bless. I appreciate y'all. And y'all enjoy y'all nights, man. Peace.